Welcome to WRL Broadcast. I am Hate Mail, and with me today we have Kage and M4.
Hey
Hello.
guys.
Sheriff Lobo and Luke couldn't make it. It's holiday week, so we got their votes in. We are doing our November tier list, and hopefully this one will be out in a little bit more reasonable time frame. So without further ado, let's kind of just go into it. We're revisiting our revisit of Alan Scott. Not Loot, I'm sorry, M4. You want to start? We had bumped him
Yeah,
down to an A, and I wanted to see what your thoughts are.
yeah, we may have been too harsh. He really didn't change. We just thought that there's too many S's last month and maybe he deserved the bump, but he's still as good as he was when we said he was an S tier.
Kage, have your thoughts changed? Do you still think he's an A, or do you think you want to bump him back to an S?
Uh, I personally think he's A, but I do see the value he brings to a team, especially if he's fully upgraded. He's making your team really tanky, and so I think that deserves an S tier spot.
Yeah, I think after playing with him a little bit, I mean he's borderline for me. He's like barely an S, but I think he
Yeah,
probably is
I
an
think he's
S.
on the lower end
Loot
of
went
S.
A, Sheriff Lobo went S. I think he's probably back to S. Especially as things get a little more tanky, as we'll talk about with the reworks here in a little while. Moving down the list, Batgirl with I've been kind of wanting to bump her back down to an A personally. Kage, I knew you're kind of high on her still,
I
but
think she's very good, but I do understand that the meta is moving away from her, and um,
with
hit
Owlman coming
chance and
too, she's gonna
oh
really.
yeah, yeah. So her days are numbered. I think she's back down to an A.
Okay, M4,
I never saw her as an S.
and it looks
She's
like
like a high A.
Loot and Sheriff Lobo agree, so she's taking a big old bump down to A. All right, now we are moving on to Beast Boy. Kage, I'll let you start with him since I know you love him the most.
Oh yeah, he's awesome. No, I think he's poor man's Castaway. But I do recognize that he's got value in being a very tanky. Well, he can be tanky if you get him going. Tanky red with buff immunity. I think that's very valuable. I think he's a high B, like a 3.5 in my book, but I can't see him being an A.
M4.
I share a lot of Kaga's insight on Beast Boy. For one, yeah, he's Kaga light. And second, that affinity resistance really doesn't do anything. If it were affinity power, he may be slightly better. Although next month there is some synergy with Lex because he hands out buffs, he gains them. So there's a lot of opportunities for him to shine.
I personally would vote an A now because I think I like him. I mean, Kaga's S tier, but Beast Boy I'm actually starting to find, especially now with Lex, I'm finding there's teams that I like Beast Boy better because he opens with the turn meter down and does the buff, boosts the whole team, and then now his basic every time will boost the whole team.
Well,
So,
Castaway does it too. He
yeah,
gains invis and
but isn't it 50% of the time? Or is it
no,
always? Okay.
Always.
since the
Uh,
rework, he's always invis. So
his
whatever you
basic
said
doesn't do
about
it though.
Beast Boy, well, before you get there, you're kind of like already won, right?
Yeah, but you get the men's. I don't know.
The
I
only thing he does better is the buff immunity, so he can deal with Barda, Bane,
That's a big
those
deal
Power
though,
Girl.
especially especially as we move into this tankier meta that I think Lex is going to usher in. But I'm okay with him being a B. I think he's a high B, low A, maybe move up. So it looks
And
like
also, he's so dumb ugly. I couldn't vote for an A.
that's
Fix
right.
his art, he'll be an A tier, right?
I kind of like the ugliness of him.
He's beautiful.
Moving on, Connor Kent, Sheriff Lobo
Boo.
voted him a B. Kage, I'll let you start with him. I'm not a fan either.
He's so boring. He's very clunky to use. That's the very blunt truth about him. He's because you got to open up with his 2, otherwise bring someone else to give him strength up, Wonder Girl, perhaps, and that gets his kit rolling. He gets the shield passively, or he gets the double strike. Otherwise, he's not really doing much for your team. He's not doing anything that other Reds aren't doing. So I think he's probably a low B, high C. I think a C would be better for him. I think he could be a U. He could use a rework down the road.
M4.
Yeah, I was so disappointed. It's part of the reason I gave up on Siege so early because I couldn't see him activating his own kit. He gains his strength ups by 2, and then that's it. And even the payoff isn't that great. He doesn't hit that hard. He kind of hits hard with the strength ups, but still not enough. I mean, Stripe does the double hit so much better than he does. The only thing good about him is the buff immunity. I think it's 2 turns, right?
Yeah.
I think that's the only redeeming thing that he does better than most. Otherwise, he's subpar.
Yeah, see, Luke gave him a C. Sheriff Lobo gave him a B.
I think
almost wanted to give him a C.
I think he's very viable. If you like the character, gear him, use him. He does fine.
Yep.
But that's it. He just does fine.
Yeah, I mean, what I found is so many matches where when I was using him, because I'm not a fan at all. I tried to use him, tried to make him work. You would think he'd work well with the Lex teams, and he does okay. But there's no reason to bring him over another character. I mean, I'd rather bring Talia and steal the buffs. I'd rather bring, there's so many Reds. I'd rather bring Suicide Squad Deadshot to remove buffs because you have to open with that buff removal, or he's worthless. Unless you have a bunch of people giving him a 90 strength ups, which every other Red does as good, if not better. I see Du Bois, he's like, oh, he's got a bunch of strength ups and he does so much damage. I'm like, yeah, so does every other Red.
Right.
And it takes me 3 turns to get there. So I just had
And look at the other Kryptonian, Power Girl. She just gains strength ups just by standing there.
Yeah.
Right? So.
And we demoted her down. So it's so I don't see a case for him being above a C, which looks like we're pretty in agreement on that. I mean, he's an okay character. You can make him work if you like the character. You can make him work. I mean, he's not trash tier, but I don't know.
I know Luke might say that he is.
All right, moving on. We have Deathstroke. Oh wait, Cyborg Superman. Excuse me. So Cyborg Superman, we currently have his S tier. We kind of wanted to revisit him. I think I'd vote him down to an A. I kind of was dragged. I let myself be dragged to S tier because the prevalence of Man-Bat, but there's so many easier ways to deal with him now. I mean, he still does a good job at it. Strong, tanky character, solid A. But yeah, I think S tier might be a little too high. M4.
Yeah, I agree. I was so high on him because he can survive blue hits, but now with Lexi got his rework, you don't
More
even
characters can
need-
survive now.
Yeah.
No, not just that. Before he's the only one who can hit Man-Bat one hit KO, right? But now Lexi can do the same thing.
Yeah.
And he can do it off the bat. CSM needs to wait for like the second or third turn before he can nuke him.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of thought he was more A than S prior to Lex because I don't want to base, so I don't want to pull a Hal Jordan because remember when Hal was first reworked and we were all like basing characters around that, so we got to be careful about that. But but I still think he's still an A character.
But he's
Yeah.
very damn good for an A.
I don't know. I've started using him less and less lately because of Lex.
You mean
So
since yesterday?
yeah.
I mean, I barely use him even. I mean, I didn't find I never really was like, oh, I need Cyborg Superman for this match. And I feel that to be an S tier character, it should be a character you reach for. You're like, oh, that's a character I'm going to use in this scenario, or I need to use this character. And he never does. I never felt that way with him.
Yeah, so I think A would be a good spot. I think Lobo just had the best case for him just because like can't miss and
Yeah.
purging. But whatever.
All right, moving on. This was a Siege character, Deathstroke. We currently have him as a C tier. Think that might be a little too high for him.
Yes, I agree.
I think I'd be willing to vote D tier on him just because
Yeah, me too.
I don't think he's quite
think-
an F. There was a couple matches on Revenge where I used his leadership to kind of muscle through some of the matches. but
Dude,
that was rare.
that 2-turn buff is way too short for him.
Yeah,
Like he does not do anything good.
no, and he doesn't even hit that terribly hard. I mean, most characters, so many characters hit harder than that. I mean, my Donna Troy does not fear him fully buffed.
Right.
I
So
didn't use him even
D
once.
tier, I think D tier is good. It's good for him.
Yeah, I think you're right. All right, so that was an easy one. And moving on, Donna Troy. Why are we revisiting
But
Donna Troy?
well, because she's a siege bonus team, but
Oh,
everyone knows she's an S tier. So
okay. I think you were trying to vote her down again or something.
no, I'm not. I just got her to RB2. Why would I vote
But
her down?
I will say, in that red heavy siege, she was the most vulnerable character on your squad.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yes.
But
So yeah, I mean she does a lot for your team, but that 1-turn awareness makes her super vulnerable.
yeah, I mean but I mean, you're a mystic trying to survive against 3 reds in half the matches. I mean,
No, because her problem is she's good for one hit, and everything else is just HP. Imagine what's his name, Shazam. If he's a 0-turn taunter, he'd be much better. Just can't kill him.
well, only if he got his damage immunity every time. On defense, he would though.
Oh, he gets hit, and that stamina up.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
yeah, he's good if he was 0-turn. We need more 0-turn taunters. I really, really wish we could get more that aren't evasion based.
Well, you just got Eclipse, so
Yeah, but he's
he's now
evasion.
gonna be kicked in the
Eclipse
face
was-
by.
I would vote with Eclipso as C. God, he's ugh.
He's
Don't
a B.
use.
I mean, I actually busted him out for red alerts today because the Owl Auto team does not auto clear red alerts that well anymore, but Lex Luthor teams do. So,
Luther's new
Eclipso.
wave, buddy.
yeah,
Eclipso as an Enrager, he is not there to protect your team. He can't.
yeah, he's not great. I mean, he's a low B, but I don't think I'd put him a C.
All right, moving on.
We'll skip him for now. Maybe we'll revisit him later. Killer Frost. You guys want to bump her down from A?
I don't know
Yeah.
how she squeaked into an A.
Yeah, I mean that was probably my overriding, but
I mean, probably it's definitely
I'll
yours.
agree to a B because she is niche. I mean, she's not good unless she's on a stun team.
Right.
I mean, she's a solid B, but
What
she's
are you
good at what
doing?
she-
It's supposed to be a number. That's not how it works.
Okay, we don't even have to talk about her. We know she's a B. She's great. I mean, she's a really good character. She's great on Sun teams, but outside of that, she really doesn't do a whole heck of a lot. She's a one-trick pony.
Yeah, it's a good trick.
Yeah, good trick. Some tricks you
But that's
like.
it.
Very good trick.
All right, moving on to Man-Bat.
By popular request.
By popular request, people wanted us to move him up to an S, but I tell you what, this month makes me. I mean, since yesterday, I was open and willing to do it, but now I'm really a lot less willing to do it.
Yeah. All right. So here's the deal with Man-Bat. I can see the argument for being S tier. He's very tanky, hard to kill. He puts 9 billion stacks of diseases, especially on someone who's taunting. And
Especially on defense.
what team? Yeah, and what team doesn't have a taunter anymore?
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, he can melt teams passively. He'll just sit there and just watch, and that's cool. But there are many ways to clear out that disease now, especially with that new Lex rework. My God. We have strong greens to take care of him. Reverse Flash. We got Cyborg Superman. We got Lex Luthor now.
And the new guy, Ultraman.
And new Ultraman seems very promising. He can deflect the bleeds back at your team. But I'm just not. I think he's very high A. I'm not seeing the S tier.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think I could put him in S tier yet. How about you, M4?
I'm torn because he's one of those. If you didn't plan for him and he's there, you're sure to lose.
Well, that's any
Right.
team though. Like you plan for Eclipso.
Yeah,
right?
but on
Yeah.
offense, I mean, the same could be said of Power Girl. I mean, if you don't have a way to deal with her, she's going to destroy your team.
So,
And we're keeping her at A, so.
I know why are we doing 4.5? Oh, anyway, it's gonna be brought down by Luton Sharklova. All right,
Yeah.
I guess he's still an A.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of those ones that's borderline, but I don't think we could quite make an argument for him.
Once more disease teams come out,
Yeah,
I'm
he could
sure.
easily move up.
Yeah, I can see it.
Chemo rework, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they missed. I feel like they missed an opportunity with Joker rework.
Yeah, I do too. I wish
Whatever.
they would have given him disease. All right, moving
Yeah.
on. Ravager. Um,
I'm torn.
I'm torn. I almost kind of want to give her a C.
Yeah.
I think I gave her a B because I want to like her.
She's cool, but silence, even with Lex, silence isn't good.
Oh, Lex is too slow.
And
Yeah.
there's just not enough good silencers. I mean, I feel like she needs way too much setup for her kit to be good. She was great for Siege. I liked her in Siege. But as soon as Siege ended, and I tried to experiment with her on different teams, and I'm facing real, actual meta teams, she stunk.
Yeah, and also the problem is her silence is from her passive. Her attacks should have it. So even if she, let's say, procs her passive and she does her pew pew, she won't silence.
Yeah.
I think I've had her silence passively. I don't know. I'd have to test that more. But I have the same thing with Hate. I try to experiment with her more in Wraith, and I just find that most of the time I reach for Lex or Booster Gold or Batwoman, any other red, but I think her kit is fun. It's fun. It's solid. I just wish she was more consistent with the silence. If she was faster, or if she had a better enabler. But that 40% chance to silence someone is, it's cheeks, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put her down now. What do I have to do to make her a C?
But I do see a lot of people on Facebook and Reddit who love her kit, and she works fine. I mean, she does a great deal of damage.
Well, and that's what I think people sometimes get hung up on. C doesn't mean you're trash to your character. It just means you
Need a lot
need
of
a
help.
specific kit. You need to do it really well. And I mean, she would be a B if silence was better, but silence is not very good.
And look at the silencers. Russell Ghoul, Deathstroke. That's saying something, right?
All right, let's move
Yeah.
on to a much better character, and that would be Red Hood, who it's so funny because he was the hot new leader less than a month ago. I mean, I was so close to pulling the trigger on rebirthing him so many times during that siege. And then I was like, well, I'm gonna wait till after siege, see what the new characters are like, because once we found out Owlman was coming out, I was like, I want to save shards for Owlman, so I'm gonna hold off on Red Hood, see what kind of meta forms, blah blah blah, and then Lex happened, and now I'm like, well, Red Hood, he's a great counter to Lex, but I feel like he already got upstaged. But I will vote S tier on him because I almost like him. I found when I was running Wraith Arena, I almost liked him better than Hal in a lot of instances.
Who, Lex or Red Hood?
Red Hood. We're on Red Hood now.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Red Hood's. I think he's tied for number one spot with Hal, isn't he?
I would for a leader personally. I would give him.
So my argument is he can steal the buff immunities for debuff immunity from Hal. He can really get your team going. There's not a team that Red Hood is bad on. Like, he makes a lot of teams better. Granted, if you get the kill, but that's a lot of snowball characters. So
He's actually a better version of Manta outside a leader.
yeah,
I mean, he does a lot of damage. That AoE he does, I've had it kill my Wonder Girl just from full life numerous times, especially if they're rebirthed. So I mean, he's a really good character, and I think he's going to be, as Lex gains popularity, he's going to probably be more and more needed. M4, your thoughts on him?
Yeah, he's as we saw in the last siege. He's so good. The AOE, like you mentioned, is so strong. One of the biggest mistake people make is they try to use the basic to get the kill, and it's only stronger than his AOE if he procs the legendary. So if you want to get a kill, you should use his AOE and not his basic. But one of the things he does is, like, he makes you win when you're already winning. This is one thing I didn't like about him. That's why I didn't pull the trigger on the revert. I don't see myself using him outside of the siege. And the other thing is, I was going to say, oh, the I saw it. It's kind of a nerf on his do because you don't know where it goes, and it doesn't. I don't know. It's just kind of weird that he doesn't get the buff. He should get it.
I don't know. I mean, it's not hard to get one kill, especially if they're blues and you can use his AoE. I mean, you imagine if he was RB5 and you just open the match with him, his 3, and it's like, boom.
Yeah, that would be really terrifying.
You just won. It's like, all he needs one kill and then match over. I mean, you've pretty much lost.
So I have a story. I was running my talent account the other day, and I ran into Prim's team. And Prim was like a Red Hood with a Rebirth Donna Troy and some other characters. And I had Cyborg Superman on my team and everything. I really can't remember the setup. But the long and short of it is Red Hood bled my Cyborg Superman out because he just kept taking turns over and over. So
yeah, I had a siege match where I was using, I think, Red Hood, Starfire, Terra, and Donna Troy, and the Red Hood killed my Donna Troy, and then I never got a turn again, and he bled out both my Mystics, and my Starfire is RB2.
Oh, yeah. It's hard to kill him, and especially when he's got these evasions too.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's really good.
So I think we all agreement S tier.
Yep.
Moving on, Robin, Damian Wayne. I see a few people have moved him up from C. I think I could be persuaded to move him to a low B. He was better than I expected in the siege. I still don't.
I don't use him. I don't
You
use
have
him.
to
I
account
can't.
for him.
I can't imagine a scenario where I want to use him.
Right. But when you face him, you have to account for him, right?
Kind of. I
Loot.
mean, he gives the.
Because
Do you want to add loot
silence.
to the call?
I know he hates them, but think of this. If you have Castaway and you have him, he can silence your Castaway and he won't do the AoE. So
That's assuming
then
you
you-
don't have a taunter that he runs into, and then it doesn't do that much damage. It puts a few bleeds. I mean, there might be a place for him as these bleed teams continue to expand, because they've really gone hog wild with bleed teams.
loot is available if you want to pull him.
Oh, I thought you said something about adding loot, but I didn't know what you were.
Yeah. Do you want to add loot to the call?
Yeah, I can add him. So, loot, we are still recording, just so you know, and we are down onto Robin. So I know how much you like Robin, so we'll let you jump in.
Awesome. Just give me a moment to get my headset ready.
Oh, look at
You
this
guys
guy. We're in the middle of recording. Didn't want to have to edit. Should have had the headset, then tell us you're ready.
Damn it.
God dang it. 23 minutes.
All right, Robin. Robin is not very good.
Why?
I'm going to tell you why. Where's my sheet? So, he's fast, which is cool. I can only really, I guess, talk about him from Siege. He doesn't add a lot to the team. He kind of dies easily. And he's just kind of meh. I don't know how else to explain him. He's not trash. I'm not saying he's trashed here. But, I don't know. He needs a complete rework.
No, he doesn't. He just needs a little bit of a buff. You know when he first came out, when his buffs last 2 turns? That's all
Yeah,
he
he
needed.
was awesome.
Right. That's all he needs.
It lasted for what, 2 days? And then they broke him.
They nerfed
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
Fastest nerf ever.
If they would have left that version of Robin, that's the Robin that we want. That's the Robin that we love. I would totally get on board with changing it back because he was great.
He's so fast. I don't know why he dies.
He doesn't.
If
He just doesn't hang on to his buffs.
Yeah.
well,
That's the problem.
if you use him with Donna Troy, he just goes all the time.
Yeah. Those buffs. He really needs those strength ups.
He needs him.
Kage, what about
So-
you? What would you vote him?
I can only speak from actually battling him. I've never really used him. Actually, I used him before his rework. I found his kit really boring, but I hated that he could open the match with silence. So let's say I'm in Siege and I'm ready to nuke this all-red team, but Robin comes out and silences my Starfire. Boom. I can't do anything. I can't nuke their team. And then Ravager on the other team starts firing away at my team.
And he
My
does
Starfire
pair really
silence.
well with Ravager. Like that is a decent pairing, and I do like that he can open a match with bleeds. So if you have bleed teams that you want to start enabling, I think I think he could be a B. I mean, he's borderline BC in my mind. What would you vote him, Kage?
Low,
You're
high
the swing
C.
vote. You're the swing vote. Oh,
High C. I think he's okay.
2.5? Yeah, 2.5.
2.8.
Okay.
I
Let's
gave
see
him a
what's
2. I gave him a C.
So what's the final grade?
Yeah,
2.75?
it's gonna be a C. Yeah, it's gonna be a C. I
How
think
is
he's
that a
better
C
than
when
that.
4 people voted B basically?
Yeah, just give him the B.
He's still. We'll just keep him on B.
I
I'll
mean,
never
is it
understand these
possible we
numbers.
could give him a B minus?
We don't
I
Yeah.
almost want to add those grades eventually, like B plus, B minus.
Maybe
But
for next
So
year. Let's
but
do
then
that.
for the art, it would be so difficult. So
I wish I said this at the beginning of the podcast because no one really listens this far, but I want to point out the nuances of this tier list. Like C does not mean you're a trash tier.
yeah,
C just means just need a little bit of help. You're a little bit niche, but
Right.
I mean,
You need to be in the right comp, and then
Yeah.
you will shine.
yeah.
Yeah, the right comp, Robin's really, he is usable. It's just,
Right. If you have a lot of invisible
he's
tunes in the
just
team,
not plug
and
and play.
you get a kill, you get a ton of strength ups.
yeah,
Like a ton. He'll nuke the next guy.
yeah. I think he's low B, high C, somewhere around those.
Alright.
All right, let's move on to Starfire. It looks like we had her as an A. I'm still gonna vote A. She's still the most useful for nuking a team of Reds whenever you need something scary to happen. Kage, what would be your vote?
I don't like that she benched my girl, Jessica Cruz, but she's just a better version of Jessica. I can't put that anywhere else. She's an A tier.
Here's one
M4?
thing I hate about Starfire. That's why I voted 3.5. I realized she can't kill Reds if she doesn't crit.
Yeah.
But that's
well,
but
How
that's,
many times I'm surprised? Like they're
that's
supposed
literally
to die,
but that's literally any special damage green.
but she's Starfire. That's her job.
but
That's
she
what
does it pretty darn
that's
good. You
right,
usually
that's-
get a
that's her-
kill. You can't kill every red every time you do an AoE. But
Kage.
Yeah.
When you bring Starfire, why do you bring Starfire?
Nuke Reds, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
But she does have
You
a
see,
stun. She does have
Can't miss.
she can't miss. She has evasions down.
Evasion down.
She's
If you
pretty
attack
useful.
if you attack her teammates or her teammates die, she resets the cooldown on her AoE and she gains
That's
intelligence
true.
up and TM up. Come on.
Yeah.
She's very good.
She's lethal.
She is good.
If
But-
if they ever one day rework Jessica Cruz, I want that passive on her because that is a very good passive.
Yeah,
Well,
that's very
Jessica
good.
only sucks because someone has to die for her to be good.
Right.
Otherwise,
Which is just terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I understand why those tunes exist and they need to exist, but it's sad that it's Jessica Cruz and Mary.
fine, she can
Yeah.
stay in A.
I don't know. Maybe if they rework the Wraith system and don't penalize you for having a tune that dies.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree wholeheartedly. All right, moving on to Terra. Looks like we have her as a C currently. I personally would leave her as a C. I mean, I found a few uses for her in Siege. She's not great, but she's not terrible. We'll start with you, Luke, this time.
Ooh, yay. She is so bad. She makes your team worse. She literally, if you run her in Siege, you might as well just say, take my 5 energy and I'm going to lose. Or she's definitely going to die 100% of the time and you're only going to get those 2 stars if you're lucky.
Let's talk about what she does well.
Okay, what?
Hmm.
I don't know. Can't
Oh, I
miss.
know, I know.
That's right. Her basic can't miss.
Yes,
Her
that's
basic's
true.
pretty decent. I did use her when there was Robin on the other team, and I knew I was going to get attacked, or I was going to get heavy debuffs. Her meltdown can be useful.
Yes.
You know, but prior to her rework, I actually really liked her, what was it, her buff skill?
No, because her
Because
her
it gave you
basic.
shields.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the one. And also
Oh, yeah, that was a
evasion.
nerf.
And they took that away from her. And, like, in my opinion, they kind of ruined her.
They kind of did.
What I would
Her
like to
evasion
see,
downs is not enough.
what I would like to see is a rework for her. And now that we've seen they've done that more than a couple times now, is have her meltdown be like astronomically stronger. And it does like 20% damage to your team, and then like 90% damage to the other team. So you'll be terrified to debuff.
Oh, yeah, risk reward. Like, let it be a ridiculous. Like,
Let her be like a
almost
green,
like the confusion
Oh,
quality.
she
kind
should
of like
be
a
the
green
best.
OG Dr. Fate.
Yeah, it would be really fun.
Yeah,
That'd be cool. Yeah.
we need
That'd
tunes
be
like
really cool.
Okay, we just need to have her appear in the season 3 of Titans for that to happen.
Yeah, which is very possible.
Maybe.
So what is your vote, Kage?
that. 2. What's 2? D?
C.
Oh, yeah.
2 is C.
Okay,
No,
yeah.
she's
C.
C.
So it looks like
C.
she's remaining a C.
Yeah, she's a C. She's not useless, but
Damn it.
yeah, she's
Come on. D.
And
Lower
then
her.
I guess let's talk about the reworks. Let's start with Joker, and then we'll save the best for last. Currently, I'm
Joker's F right now, right?
yeah, currently he's an F. I would probably bring him. I've only played with him a little bit, but I would definitely bring him up to at least a B.
B sounds about right.
I mean,
I haven't given him a shot yet. I played maybe like 3 matches. He seemed okay.
he's pretty. He survives better than I would expect. I mean, he went 1-on-1 against Hal and Man-Bat at one point, and I actually won the match. At the end.
Well,
that's impressive.
I mean,
That's really impressive.
I like that Joker bleeds more consistently now, and he gets a lot to enable his special or intelligence down kind of shenanigans. But I guess we'll see how he pans out during Siege. I'll give him a B for now. We'll see if he goes up to an A.
Temporary B.
Yeah. How about you, M4?
I haven't played with him. I just ranked him today, but haven't used him yet, so I'll
Oh.
withhold judgment.
Still a big jump from F to B. So I know
He might be C. A lot of people are saying he might just be a C. I don't know yet.
he's not a C. He's better than a C. He's at least a B. The little bit I've used him, he actually seemed like he brought to the team, not just was there. And I do think the background slapping is loot because we didn't hear it until he got on. So I think there's some masturbation happening.
Wait, what do you hear?
It's
A slapping.
background slapping. Do you hear it, Kage? Am I?
It's fapping.
Wait, let me ask you something. Do you hear it now? Wait for it. There.
No.
No.
Just a random like slap sound. I think I just heard it just now.
You want to know what it is?
Hmm.
Hang on. All right. Do you hear it?
No, I mean it's random, so I don't
No,
hear it
I
all the
don't-
time. It just happens
I don't hear it.
every couple minute or two.
I don't think it's random. I think it might be the AirPods Pro.
Maybe.
I'm using the AirPods Pro.
Yeah,
I didn't
and
hear it
bought
the whole
it.
time.
I
M4
just
was
took
on.
off the noise reduction because it was hurting my ear, and it makes a clicking, tapping noise.
Oh yeah, I bet that's what it is.
Yeah, my ear was starting to hurt, so I clicked on that thing, and then it does this like tap tap.
Okay, yeah, that's what it is.
It like actually makes a tapping noise, like I could hear it.
It's riveting podcasting. If I'm gonna be too lazy to edit, sorry, folks.
But I am not. I'm not touching it anymore. So hopefully, if you hear it again, I didn't do it because I didn't touch it.
We're trying to clean up our audio, folks, because there's been a lot of people entering the
Podcast scene.
the podcast scene, the production. So we got to step up our game. So let's move on to Sexy Lexi, big man in
Are you
town.
feeling sexually aroused?
There's a lot of
Terrible.
I don't know. I'm kind of feeling high on that Lexi smoke.
Ooh. She's
he's
so good now.
he's obscene. Like, I mean, it's taking every ounce of willpower I have not to just take him to RB5 right now.
I
You
don't
blew
have
all your
50
tokens on Mr. Hal Jordan.
And no, I have
30
tokens.
but I don't have 50.
I think I either have 45 or 50 right now.
Do
I bet
it.
you we're gonna get some on Thanksgiving.
Oh, I'm sure. They're better.
Do it.
Are
I
you gonna
can't.
RB5 him?
I don't know because I don't want to pull. It's like day one. Everybody's experimenting. He seems like he's worth it. But the other thing that people bring up, I don't think I can. I have 3.9 thousand shards. That's not enough, is it?
How do you
I
only
have
have?
6,436.
Yeah, I have 5,500. How do you only have
I must not
less
have
than
bought a lot of
4K?
PvP. I have 44 tokens, so I need 6 more to go RB5. But I can only go RB4 anyway. Anyway, I could take him to RB4 right now. But I'm not sure he even needs it, to be honest with you. I mean, he's a
No, he
little bit
does.
squishy.
I'm going to tell you why.
Wanna go?
Because he's so squishy.
He's not that squishy, but he is.
No,
Yeah,
he is.
yeah.
He really is.
I mean, he's a little bit squishy.
My dude's gotten knocked out like one hit.
But then I'm
Easily.
wondering, would I rather rebirth the support characters around him? Because I gotta see. Well, I'm not gonna rebirth him until I can play with Owlman because I gotta see how good Owlman is.
Isn't he
I'm holding
mandatory
off
to
as well.
be an RB tune for us owls?
Yeah, I mean, we almost feel like we have to as an owl group of owls.
At least RB1, right?
Yeah, at least RB1.
I think I'll take him to RB1 day one.
And then we'll see what he brings to the table because I think he's gonna be really good.
How many
Especially
packs
in
would
the
I need to
siege.
do that?
A lot.
Two or three, I think. If after the event's done, you wouldn't be able to do it day one.
When we get off the
What
air, I'll
about
tell you
day
that.
one? Like
You
day
need
one of the event.
1,510.
Say that again, Luke.
Say that again? Like day one of when the event starts. So his gem deal is on Thursday,
You'd think you need
next
4
Thursday.
then. Maybe 5.
So 4 packs plus
5.
the
You need
first
5.
day of 5 packs.
Because you need 1,510.
I thought about
So
doing
you
it
need-
too, but
We're getting way off
So-
topic here. Let's talk about this after the podcast.
Yes. Good.
All right. So Lex Luthor,
No, but the
very
point
good
is,
now.
is we're saying
invest in this mofo.
he is
invest.
he is the first, as somebody on the Reddit said, he's the first triple S character.
SSS tier, baby.
Yeah,
I wouldn't go that.
But he
survival
really
support
needs
suit
that
Lex.
rebirth.
Triple
He
S
does.
Lex.
He needs the HP. He's a glass cannon.
He hits so hard. His basic one shots greens.
His basic one-hit KO'd Harley Quinn Mad Jester, who was RB2. He knocked her out easily.
He one-shot Man-Bat the other day for me.
Oh, that's awesome.
I mean, he purged, and not only does it do crazy special damage, heavy special damage, purges 4 buffs from the enemy, and then applies buff immunity after the fact. I mean, that's just so good. So
He was
good.
nuts. he
The
stops Power
only
Girl.
thing he's missing to make him broken is can't miss.
Yeah, but once you have Owlman, I think they're going to pair
Run him
awesome.
with Owlman. Boom.
That's
Match
the
made
only
in
thing I
heaven.
feel like I'm missing right now because I've been running him and Flash and Donna Troy, which is like just a perfect match because Flash starts attacking, he buffs the team, everybody gets overhealed. Now you got, I mean, Reds don't stand a chance between the two of those.
So do you use Flash because he buffs so many times?
He buffs and he buffs
Yeah.
on turn 1. Like he's faster than anybody else that runs. I'm gonna play
Reverse
around
Flash?
with some Reverse Flash too because I think Reverse Flash and him can be nutty.
If you start with
AoE.
his AoE.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh, no. Here's a good team. Reverse Flash with Owlman because Owlman gains Terminator from crits, right?
Yeah.
So you
Yep.
open with
and
the AoE
yeah, if he
from
hits someone.
Reverse
But
Flash.
it's not
Someone's going to
just
crit.
Owlman. It's the whole team.
Oh,
Gets
dude.
turn meter.
Yeah.
Dude, I want
He's
to play with that
He's
team.
got a leader skill as a passive. It's insane.
So what Lexi is he's kind of a version of what's his face Brainiac in Enchantress, but doesn't do it at the start of the battle.
Yeah.
Because he can overheal you if someone moves and buffs, and then he also gets the turn meter 10%, not 15, but it's good enough. As long as you have a fast buffer, it almost works like Brainiac. So he's kind of like a mix of those two characters.
Well, I like him with
I
Wally for that reason because Wally's so fast and he just buffs right away. The problem is
No, the problem with Wally is he's gonna work on offense, but on defense he's gonna suck because his 3 doesn't buff.
yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you the fastest character that would open with a buff is Castaway Green Arrow.
No,
That's who
actually,
I run them with. I've been
in
running
Siege,
them with Castaway.
in Siege, I saw Iron Flash open with his 2.
But not consistently.
Siege,
Although
No.
Siege is not
Casta-
normal. Siege
No,
AI
yeah,
is
I
completely
agree.
CJ
Yeah,
is
Cast-
so
level.
intelligent.
You know who
Castaway sometimes opens with the kick.
you know
but
who
it
I've been
also
running
buffs.
a little bit with him? I've just started experimenting is Jay Garrick. He actually is pretty good with him. Because he opens with his 2.
All right, it's done. He's S tier. If he can make Jay Garrick good,
Well,
it's
what I
gotta be
liked about
S.
him is I was using him against another Lex team, and because he eats the turn meter, and then he gains more turn
Ooh.
meter, because his 2 gains the permanent speed ups, and his 1, it only has a 50% chance, but he takes so many turns that you gain it all
His
the
3
time.
doesn't though. His 3 doesn't though,
His
right?
3 doesn't, that's the only one. But it does the turn
All
meter
right,
down.
so how do we incorporate a tune that gives the team shields to make them a little bit less squishy?
Penguin?
Ooh,
Yeah, passively.
that's
And
a
Penguin-
good idea.
Penguin
I
gives the
think so.
affinity up, so everyone is going to get overhealed too.
Yeah, but he only does it on that one passive, and it won't work when he's hit. It won't proc.
Yeah,
No,
I
but
can
you can act. It's like a 2-turn cooldown for anyway.
You know I've been starting to experiment with a little bit too with him is Giganta.
Hmm.
All right, so case closed. Lex is S tier.
Oh, I mean he's so far X tier because
I'm-
he makes so many characters that are not good, really good. I wanted it. A couple of people started experimenting with it, and I really want to find a great team with him with Doomsday. There's a lot.
Somebody in our channel was asking to do that. Who is it, Tootie?
Yeah,
I don't
maybe
know.
I don't remember.
Or
I don't
Mirror
remember
Master,
either.
one of those two.
But there's so many good teams. I mean, like characters, even like Grundy, seem like they'd be decent. There's so many characters.
I mean, that truly is the definition of an S tier, right? A character that makes the rest of your team better.
I mean, I know it's early, but I almost think he's the best leader in the game now.
I don't know.
That's early.
How is-
It's
Yeah,
how
early.
is
I don't
so
know.
important.
Hal and Red Hood are going to give him a run for his money.
Right.
Yeah,
And
but
even Brainiac would shut him down.
yeah, but I just finding that when I'm playing against other players, when I bring Hal and then I bring Lex, I feel like Lex just does so much more.
All right, well, we'll
It's
play with
just
him.
different.
We'll see.
Lex can,
Well,
Lex
We got the rest of the
heals,
month. We got the rest
but
of the
he
month.
also kills. Hal doesn't really kill.
Yeah. I mean, Hal's still great. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I mean, so he's the shiny new toy. We'll see after a month or two, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I just get this vibe that it is Lex's day unless they release a new leader next month. That's not. I mean, I didn't expect Red Hood to suddenly be knocked to the side so quickly. I thought Red Hood was going to be the new leader because you really started seeing a lot more Red Hood than you're seeing. I mean, it was.
But look at it this way. Look at how far the game has come in terms of leaders and being able to take the leader into a different comp,
Oh,
and
the game
they're
is,
viable.
yeah,
So,
they've
like,
done a really good
now-
job the last couple of
Now
months.
you've got choice. It's I like that comp. I'm going to use that against that team. And you know what? You've got a really viable team that
Well,
can do that.
That's what I like most about Lex is he. Ooh, you know who'd be good with him? Nightwing. Nightwing actually might be useful.
You know what? I did this experiment with Mr. Zubas. Tell me one tune that is not gonna be good with Lex.
Yeah, I mean, so many tunes gain buffs, but I was just looking. He gains buffs on all 3 of his moves.
Every tune gains buffs. I think it's just yellow.
Black
Adam's
Adam's
buff
buffs
does not-
don't
he doesn't-
trigger
yeah.
his heals.
Yeah, they
Oh
don't
yeah,
work with.
because it's passively.
Yeah,
gained.
but I was looking
it's
Nightwing.
a
Actually,
tool,
all three
but
of his
Black
moves are.
Adam just demolishes. So
Yeah, I mean,
And
he
he
makes
doesn't
so
need
many
help
tunes.
anyway.
So many
We're running
tunes.
on
Not need
50
help.
minutes, so
Yeah, so let's because we get other episodes
All
that we have to
right.
record. So I'm gonna end this one. That is the tier list. We will be talking about Lex, I'm sure, a whole lot. Take it that way.
Hey everyone, it's Tootitron. Thanks for listening to WROL Broadcasts. If you like the show, consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/WROL Broadcasts. So apparently, DP over here is popping a squat in his parents' basement. Now, DP, I know you just came from some foreign land and everything, but here in North America, living in your parents' basement is unacceptable behavior. That's why I live in my parents' upstairs bedroom. Get on my level, bro.